Hello. It's Thanksgiving. I just got done skating after a freestyle session with my little brother, who's 9. We were talking about the birds and the trees and all of that. I just wanted to sit down because I used to do these types of sit-down videos all the time when I was younger, and I had to go into hermit mode to do a lot of spiritual work recently, a lot of releasing, a lot of cleansing, a lot of healing, a lot of grieving, even some things I've already grieved or thought I did. And now, kind of coming out of Scorpio season, I'm ready to show up again. And I think in me, a lot of the things that I was grieving had to do with times that my voice was silenced and how that, or suppressed by either me or by somebody else. And how that kind of is tied to generational trauma, past life trauma, cultural trauma, and how it's ingrained itself in my nervous system. And as a storyteller, as someone who loves the arts and loves, vulnerable conversation and loves helping and healing and being of service and all these things, having this fear of speaking up authentically, it becomes an issue when the voice of the trauma or the voice of the critic in your head becomes louder than the voice of your heart and your soul. And I've always had a voice. I've never been loud. I've never been brash or abrasive, but I've always been verbal. I've always been vocal. I've always been, someone who really enjoys the art of storytelling, of spell casting. And there's a kitty. Oh my goodness. Let me record it real quick. Don't run away. It's okay. I'm gonna try to record it. It went all the way down there. Don't leave. Oh, it's so cute. There's another one to the left. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. And so recently I've been thinking about how is it that I want to show up, and I love being vulnerable, but I also love delivering things in a way that is pretty and thoughtful and organized and structured. And I think finding the balance between, that natural authenticity and, honoring my love for, the reveal and the whole packaging of things. It's like finding a way to be so raw in a way that is also, polished. As, I'm just that type of person. I like that polishedness. And I don't think I've yet to really find that balance for myself. So that's kind of this challenge of expanding into uncharted territory. Being vulnerable is not new to me, not on the internet. It's been a while since I've really been fully, because I think the more out and about I got and the more people kind of started to know me, I think I just got really overwhelmed with expectation to appear where I was appearing or how I was appearing. And somewhere along that line, I stopped. It became more duty and obligation rather than passion and genuinely just feeling called to do the things that I want to do. And then I started to kind of feel protected and feel safe. The thing with hermit mode and going into that healing space is you can't stay there forever. And I was looking back on the time in my life where I really was showing up and how I was really not at the greatest time in my life, honestly. I'm at an amazing place in my life. of course I'm young and I'm learning things and I'm going through the same shit that everybody else is, but in terms of like what I've healed and what I've let go of and what I've conquered and what I've mastered in myself is honestly just unparalleled to anything that I'd experienced before. So if anything, I'm the most like suitable for the role that I have been given by my own soul. Like I'm the most, like more so now than I ever have been. I'm the most confident, I'm the most loving of myself, I'm the most wise I've ever been, you know. But I was looking back on, you know, old videos of me and I was just like, wow, I just didn't, I feel like I was just so much freer with myself. I had so much more fun. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna post whatever I want, however I want to do it. And I think with the glamour of this world and the egos and the pride, you know, everybody wants to do things in a way that just makes them look good and they just look like this celebrity, and like I don't really want that, and I don't think I ever did. I want to create art that's like real, but I'm a regular person, and it always kind of made me feel really isolated when people looked at me as like some, like, you know, like better than thou type of, higher, holier than thou type of person, because that's not how I carry myself. I'm like very humble as a person. So, but then again, like I was trying to protect myself. I was trying to not be too vulnerable. So finding that balance of like, okay, I want to be of service, but I don't want to be like, you know, like I want to be in control. It's just this whole thing. It's this whole thing. And I think in that, I kind of, in trying to perfect it, I ended up just not showing up at all. And then I realized, wait, I can just pick up my camera and start talking. And like I could just post a video whenever the fuck I want, and I don't have to make it something. I don't have to edit everything. I don't have to make everything something. You know what I mean? And those who are meant to hear it will, and those who aren't. And whatever I build, you know, is gonna happen on its own. But that doesn't mean that I don't get to enjoy the pleasures of vulnerable expression and being received and being heard and being, you know, helpful to those who I'm connected to and who I resonate with naturally. And I want to live a life where, you know, I'm showing up authentically so that the world recognizes me. I think that's more important than ever for me. And it's more important than really most things when it comes to storytelling. I want to just be real. I don't want to put on a performance. Except when I'm performing. And honey, I'm a performer. But I miss performing. But just because I'm not performing, you know, doesn't mean that I don't get to be creating. I'm not just a singer, and I never was just a singer. I am a multi-talented gal. I was just skating, dancing, doing all these things, filmmaking, writing. I have so much to give, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it, how I want to give it. But I think starting with presence is probably the best thing that I can do, and starting with just like my face, like, hi guys, I'm alive, you know. I hope you are all doing good. I think I also somewhere got disconnected from my genuine humanitarian perspective, because as I kind of went deeper into this spiritual journey, I was like, well, I got to work on me first. And I had overgiven so many times, and I had overdone, that I kind of disconnected myself from the joy of seeing people smile, or things people have said to me, you know, about how I make them feel and how I've helped them, and how much power that has. You know, we have the ability to create a reality, and I deserve to live in a reality where I'm surrounded by love, and I'm surrounded by harmony, and I'm surrounded by peace and joy and beauty. And I have a part and a huge role in creating that. And, you know, even though there's so much darkness in this world, you know, and darkness in the way that we as human beings understand darkness is like evil or whatever, which that's a whole other conversation that's multifaceted and very complex. But there's a lot of, let's just say there's a lot of illusion. You know, this world is very illusionary by nature. I don't want to contribute to that. I want to contribute to illuminating the truth and letting that free my own soul, and letting that reflect back to me in the world, because I deserve that, because that's who I am. That's what I want for people. I want that for people. And it's what we deserve, you know. The pure souls of the world deserve love. And they deserve beauty, and they deserve peace and harmony, and I am abundant and I'm full of it. And so the more I give, you know, the more I am positioned to receive. And I don't ever want to forget the power of that because of fear or because of programming or because of whatever inner healing that I'm doing. At the end of the day, I want to really see and return to the abilities that I have to change this planet, change this world, and it starts by me showing up. So that's gonna be the video. I'm just gonna sit down and chat, and that's what I used to do when I was younger, and I'm inspired by her, and I want to do her justice. I want to kind of bridge the gap between who I used to be and what I naturally was drawn to and what I see for myself now and what I know I'm capable of. And I want to help. I want to give. I'm not attached to, you know, the ways of this world. I'm very much living in 2 dimensions, more than 2, but we're hush hush. But anyways, as for Earth, it's like all I can really do is heal my shit, follow my path, and follow my inner soul. And if my inner soul is one of love and generosity, then it's also of many other things. But you know, I deserve to radiate at that frequency and that level, and I deserve to be seen for that, and I deserve to be and there are people out there that deserve that access to me. And I think another thing about like learning your growth or learning your worth is that like you start wanting to really protect yourself, whereas like before I didn't protect myself fucking at all. Then I kind of just went to the other end of it, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna be seen, like goodbye, like none of you guys are gonna see me, none of you guys are gonna touch me, talk to me, except the ones that I want to. And that is really sabotaging myself because I'm not allowing myself to connect with who I'm meant for, and not even allowing myself to see my own self, you know what I mean? Like it's a whole thing, like, and it's a journey. I just know that even if I don't know exactly what I'm going to do and I don't have all the answers, not showing up is not an option. And if showing up means, you know, for me in a certain moment, being reclusive and like being to myself, then cool. But when showing up means, you know, showing up for my collective, my family, my tribe, known and unknown, that's what I have to do. Like I have to, you know, make a bird call for the people that are in alignment with me and allow those who aren't to fall away, because that's the world that I want to live in. I want to move towards the world that I've crafted for myself in my imagination and in my heart and in my soul. And, you know, faith without works is dead. And that's a fact. And I know I've seen what happens when I show up, and I've seen the change that makes, but I have yet to experience it as I am now in the way that I want to, and in the ways, there are ways that I haven't even thought of and haven't even experienced. And I'm ready to expand as a creative, as a human being functioning in the world. I'm ready to expand the way that I human because of the amount of time or the amount of work that I've done on my spirit, on my soul, on my heart, and even on my body. But yeah, that's all that I have to say about that. I love y'all, and I hope whoever receives this truly receives it and receives everything they need. You are loved, you are stunning and beautiful and magnificent, and the world needs you too. So we're in this together, okay? And I'm gonna do better at showing up in hopes that it encourages y'all to do the same. It's time to be excited. There's a lot coming. I can feel it. Anyways, love you.